Okay, so I've invited someone else who's with Sergio, so hopefully we can get rolling here again soon, as soon as possible. Hopefully. Yeah, so guys, like I said, I was challenged to down a beer or have a boat race. If we manage to get Sergio on, we'll do the boat race. Otherwise I'll just have the challenge of downing a beer.
Sergio, what's up?
What's up, good? How are you?
I'm good, my brother. Okay, technical difficulties out of the way.
Yeah, that's generally how these things go.
Can you see me? I can see you.
Yeah, I can see you.
Good stuff. Okay. So, without any further ado, you challenged me to a boat race. Do you have your beverage in hand?
I did.
Let
me just pour quickly.
Okay, before I get into the whole boat race issue, I must just say that although the Fair Digest has given me this platform, the views that I express on the Wild Protea in no way reflect that of Fair Digest. They've just given me the platform to be to live out my passion, which is obviously sport, and talking, hopefully getting everyone else to talk about sport as well. So yeah, this is just something fun I came up with to do a challenge every week, and hopefully you guys can challenge me every week, and we can get some more challenges. Hopefully, no new drinking challenges. Okay,
Yeah,
so
look, that's how cricket plays.
Yeah, that's how we do it at the cricket. So you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we'll go on 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I think I won that one.
Yeah, that is conclusive. You have won. Thanks for that. Thanks for the challenge, guys.
No problem.
If you want to set me a challenge, you may do so. I'd love to do more challenges. I haven't done a beer in a while. It's been a while since cricket season. So, bro, it being COVID and that stuff, it's been tough. I wanted to actually have maybe you hear about me so we could, do this chat in person. But obviously, the whole COVID situation is a bit much. But hopefully we can still have a decent chat, and hopefully we can have some more chats in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Look, sport, there hasn't been a whole lot of it during the whole lockdown thing, but thankfully things are starting to get slightly back to normal, and we can have more to talk about.
Yeah, well, the PSL is coming back. There's supposed to be some rugby coming back later in the year as well. No word on cricket yet, although the guys have started training and stuff like that. So, hopefully we can get some cricket soon. Talking cricket, there is a debate just recently about who should be captain in the test side. Obviously, Quinny de Kock is the one day stuff. Who do you think is in the running, and who do you want to be captain?
Look, there's a couple options. I think the safe option would be Dean Elgar because he's done it before. And he's a guy he's going to be there for a while, and he's got the international experience to do it. A brave call to do, something almost like they did with Graham Smith, would be to give it to Aiden Markram. I think he's also going to be around for a while, so it might be a good idea to back him early, give him some responsibility, and see how he does with it.
And you don't think Aiden's
obviously Look, yeah, form-wise at the moment he's not doing so well, but I feel like we could, if I make him captain, Aldo could back three, and then him and Peter Milan can open.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, if you've watched any of my videos, I have a slightly different view. I'd like to see KG, Kagiso Rabada in as captain. I just think it'll help the young man settle down. It'll help him. I think it'll make him concentrate more on the team's goals instead of his goals. I think he's just trying to, take wickets at the moment. I'd just like him to settle down. Anyway, that's my opinion. Other guys, obviously, maybe Temba Bavuma, he's the captain of his side.
Yeah,
with the Lions. Like you said, Dean Algo. Dean Algo's an interesting one because, like with Dean, there's always a debate that he has a couple of bad scores and then people also calling for his head. So that's a bit of a tough one for Dean. And then obviously Aiden, his situation he's not even in the team at the moment. And we don't know if Faf's going to continue playing. So I don't know what his situation is. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, but as usual, we are kept in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I think Dean Alga, yeah, he has a couple of scratchy innings here and there, but then he'll always bounce back and get a big one. And South Africa, in terms of openers, we haven't had a solid opener in a very long time. So I think we just have to make do with what we have. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's tough at the moment, but I mean, if you look at some of the youngsters coming through, I think it's quite promising, especially from a wicketkeeper batsman perspective. You've got the likes of Carl Verheyen, you've got KP, Keegan Peterson, Wandile Makwetu as well, I think, coming through the ranks as well. So, it's interesting time there for South African cricket, and hopefully the boys can get out there soon.
Yeah, look, like you said, you mentioned Carl Verheyen. I think if they want to give Quentin the job as a test captain, I know they said they won't, but they could, and then they should just let Carl keep and let Quinny be the captain.
Yeah, that is an option as well. I think, especially with Quinny wanting to move up in the order as well, that could be an option. Quinny he said quite openly that he wants to bat 5 and higher. So hopefully we can sort this out soon. Just how's it to everyone that's joined us. You guys can get comments in if you would like. Ask us to answer some questions if you want to do that. That is obviously the whole point of a fan channel, is to get the opinion of the fans. So I know it's a thing that we talk about as South Africans. That's transformation. As a fan, what's your view, your opinion? Obviously, the whole Black Lives Matter movement at the moment, quite prevalent throughout the world. What's your view on how transformation has gone, and where you as a fan would want to, put some input in?
Look, you broke up a little bit there, but I got the whole Black Lives Matter thing and transformation in our country. Over the last few weeks, I've seen a lot of people say that Mark Boucher's hiring as coach wasn't done the right way, and it's because of white privilege, blah blah blah. So it's tough times in South African cricket regards to that. I think transformation it can be good if done properly. So you need to start grassroots, obviously. You can't expect guys like. I always think of the 2015 World Cup when someone says transformation in cricket. When Carl Appleton, because that just irritates me no end because we should have won that semi-final, but it's all gone now. But yeah, transformation needs to be looked at properly because I don't think the current system they have is working.
Yeah, it's an interesting debate. I also saw obviously that whole Mark Boucher situation, and I don't want to say that he doesn't deserve it, but I just felt that there were other guys that had been doing it a bit longer, you know, and obviously maybe they felt that he was the right guy for the job. Obviously we don't know with CSA, we don't always get that sort of, transparency where this is why he was chosen, and this is why he's the best candidate for the job and that sort of thing. It's a transformation is a tough topic, but I think that we're heading in the right direction with all the latest conversations that are coming out. Quite difficult things that we're hearing, especially in terms of how players were treated back in the day and stuff, and still are to some degree. I know a few guys that have been sort of chewed up and spat out by the system. It's difficult at times, but we have to get it right at some point because there needs to, at the end of the day, there needs to be equality, bro. Don't you agree?
No, I can't agree more. Like, for someone my age, like I'm only 23, so I've been playing cricket with black, white, pink, purple, orange for my whole life. So it's never really been an issue for people my age and younger. At least I think anyway. But the guys just older than I am who were trying to come through the ranks when people were still a little bit apprehensive, that it's tough for them, especially because they're in that gray area. Like, before them it was a straight no, then like now it's all inclusive, but there it's a little bit tough, and people still held on to their ideas from back then.
Yeah.
So guys like your Wayne Cornells and Mondes Okekis, they had a tough time.
I think also, when you have such a big change like we had with moving from apartheid to non-apartheid, or if you want to call it, the word escapes me now. Well, anyway, the post-apartheid, you can't just you can't just change people's what they've grown up with, and obviously, cricket was initially a white sport, so it's difficult to change people's mindset just like that. It's been a long time since we've been included again, and hopefully we're moving in the right direction. I think we are now. I think tough conversations are hopefully happening behind the scenes, and hopefully we get to see more of that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, look, there definitely are enough talented guys who are not white, your black, your colored guys who are good enough to be at the top level. There just need to be systems in place to help them reach that. Because if you look at schools, especially your white schools, your bishops, your underboss, all those sort of things here in Cape Town anyway, like those guys, if you're decent at cricket, you are set up to make it to the next level.
Yeah.
As a guy coming from a school previously, it was tough for them to get to there. So I think that needs to change a little bit, and then we'll see more players of color making it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you did see the chat that I had with Sia, CSA are working on that. They have these sort of camps that they run and looking for obviously young black and people of color to at representative level. So that's hopefully, like I said, hopefully it's changing. The conversations are happening, and like I was saying earlier when we were part of this whole mix-up, when Rassie Erasmus said that he couldn't have won the World Cup without the hoop being transformed, and I thought that was a powerful message. And it's not just like Sia Khaleesi, you said also, it's not just having the team look a certain way. It's also about embracing each other's cultures, embracing each other's languages and stuff like that. And I speak from my own personal experience when I say that I haven't done enough to learn other cultures and languages and that sort of thing. And hopefully we can change that moving forward. But it looks like the Springboks got it right. What's your view on what Rassie said and the whole cultural divide?
Yeah, look, the the Springboks, I think, have got it right. Like my opinion, Sergio might not be the best player in his position, but I think he's the best guy to be the captain of the side because someone like him, he brings everyone together from all different walks of life, cultures, races, etc. So, in a sense, he's a little bit like a Graham Smith was for South Africa in the later part of his career.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best player, but definitely the best choice for captain. And I think, yeah, if we had gone a different direction, we might not have won the World Cup.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you there, Paul. I mean, it's, like I say, transformation is always a tricky subject in South Africa. You have to really know what you're talking about, first of all, and also you have to understand that people's perceptions of what transformation is isn't actually like when Rassi says it says it's not if you see it as a black or colored player taking someone else's position, it's not actually that clear cut,
I think I've lost Sergio there, but we had a good chat nonetheless. Just having a look at some of the comments here. Lana Galdenes, if you have the skills to play at a high level like the national team, you should be chosen, never mind the color of your skin, language, culture, or anything like that. Hashtag my opinion. And I respect that opinion, Lana, and I couldn't agree more about that. The best man should be chosen, but just on the sort of culture thing and language thing, it's important to embrace each other and each other's cultures, and that was a massive part of why the Springboks won the World Cup. And who's to argue with a Springbok winning a Springbok World Cup winning coach. So I've lost Sergio, unfortunately. I had another couple of questions to ask him, but I'll just continue on my own for now. Hopefully we can maybe get him back. Yeah, sorry, got lost again, but chat soon. Yeah, thanks for the chat, Sergio. Unfortunately, it had to end prematurely. But yeah, so just moving on to like a little bit of some rugby news. The Stormers, now they are potentially going to be taken over by American investors. So the investment's 100 million rand investment by MVM. There's a guy that is the CEO, I believe, called Marco Massotti. Now he wants to take over the commercial side, and he wants the Western Province Board to run the rugby side of things. I don't know really how that's going to work. Obviously, they see some commercial investment there that they can make. Maybe with Super Rugby, for us anyway, maybe looking to move to the north. Maybe they're looking to cash in on some potential sponsorships and so on and so forth. Let's just have a look at some of the other comments here. Personally from school, not recognized for cricket, big difference that our cricket coach. Different person, yes. Whereas same person. Yeah, so Sergio just giving a comment there, or was that Jade? Yeah, Jade saying that, personally coming from a school that was not recognized for cricket, the big difference is that our cricket coach and math teacher was the same person, whereas Rondebosch Bishops, have math teachers do maths and cricket coaches coach. That is a valid point there, Jade. You make a big point there, especially with the schools that have less money. Obviously, they get the guy that's sort of played a bit of club cricket in his life, maybe still plays a bit, and they sort of throw him to the wolves and say, hey, listen, don't you want to coach our under 13 team or under 15 team or whatever? And that plays a big role as well, because I mean, you got maybe some talented players there that can potentially, if they have the right coaching, do pretty well. My personal journey as well. I never really had a decent cricket coach until I got to my school's first team at Berkeley, where I had Les Ryan coach me, and it was only then that I got tips of hey, you need to not fall over when you bowl. You need to stand up a bit straighter and stuff like that, and follow through and do all these things that I was never taught as a youngster. I never really had money to have coaches and stuff like that. And maybe if I'd gone to a Rondebosch or Bishops or something like that, it would have helped me further my personal career. Not saying that I would have played for the Proteas, but maybe I would have gone a little bit further than I did. You never know. Another comment here from Keenan Mitchell. How's it, Keenan? In JP we trust. Definitely, always. That's where we're going to be affiliated to good club comes in. Yes, that's another thing that I think is not looked at enough. Especially by CSA. I see what they've done with the rugby, with the Varsity Cup, and also they have a club rugby tournament that they play every year. Where guys like Cornel Hendricks have been discovered. Makazula Mapimpi only a couple of years ago. Happening in rugby. Rugby seems to be leading the way with regards to that sort of thing, recognizing guys at club level. It's a good thing to have that structure in place where they have the club rugby guys playing on the national stage, and exposing them to eyes that they wouldn't normally get exposed to. I think that cricket can learn a lot from that. Club cricket in the Western Cape, I think has really fallen by the wayside. Certainly since I first started playing club cricket, a lot of clubs now are struggling for members. Even the club that I play at Fishhook, we're not a strong club in Cape Town anymore, and we used to be. We sometimes struggle to field two teams on a Saturday, so the club structure I think needs to change, and I think it needs to be encouraged more that the boys need to play some club cricket as well. Just having a look here if there's any other comments that I should read out. Nothing really stands out. Yeah, guys, so I hope you've enjoyed that chat with Sergio. The only reason why I asked Sergio to come on, because he had challenged me to the boat race, as they call it. Thanks for beating me on my own podcast, Sergio. But yeah, anyone can come on and join me, guys. I'd love to hear from anyone that's a fan of sport in South Africa. If like the company I work for, the Fair Digest, they say that everyone has a story to tell, and you can come on and tell your story, guys. It's an interesting time, and I want to try and create conversations and get the conversation going. Hashtag join the conversation. If you haven't followed us yet on YouTube, you can follow me at the Fair Digest YouTube channel. So like this video, subscribe as well, guys. Hit that notification button to get all the latest. Another comment coming through here from Keenan Mitchell. Thoughts of SA Rugby doing something similar to an IPL? You mean like a tournament, sort of like a kind of Super Rugby vibe there? I think you're talking about, Keenan. So yeah, I don't know how that would work in South Africa. It's obviously players are leaving abroad for money, so I'm not sure how that would work in South Africa. It's an interesting concept. I like the sort of idea of it, on the face of it, but I think that there's a lot of the reason why Super Rugby and stuff is not working for South Africa is because if you look at the crowds on a Saturday, they're just not there at the moment, and it's one of the reasons why sort of booted from Super Rugby is because they can't get the crowds in anymore, and that's another thing I think that we need to tackle in South Africa is the spectators that come to the ground. We're not the best at supporting our teams. Now I know that everyone has their own sort of financial difficulties or whatever, and maybe ticket prices are a bit too high. Maybe that's an issue. Maybe people are losing interest. I don't know. Hopefully, with us winning the World Cup, that can change. There will be some interest now. Obviously, COVID has bared the cupboards out a bit, which is always tough. But hopefully we bounce back and we can get the crowds. And when there is sport now that has been sort of taken away from us, now that when we have it back again, hopefully everyone gets there in big numbers. Then Keenan Mitchell's a popular one here tonight. How would you change? That's a tough question there, Keenan. So what I'm going to do is I will get back to you on that one next week with a more structured answer for you. Hopefully that, because it's quite a big question, and it's quite an intense answer that I'll have to put out there. So guys, thank you to everyone for joining me, and I'd like to hear from you guys again. I'll reply to all of the comments now after the live session. This video will be up on the YouTube channel, the Fair Digest YouTube channel, so you guys can like this video, you can subscribe, and also hit that notification button to get all the latest from the Wild Protea. Thanks for joining me, guys. And if there's anyone that ever wants to join me again live on Facebook, you are welcome to do so. Just send me a message in the DMs, hit me up in the DMs, slide into those DMs there, and you can join me anytime. Cheers for now, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.